I'm so excited about Jupiter's latest transit through Gemini for the next 13 months. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about what you can expect and what it's all about. So let's dive in. So Jupiter is transit in Gemini until the 9th of June 2025. So that makes it a 13-month transit. Jupiter will retrograde during this time as well. What I love about Jupiter transits, other than the fact that I just love Jupiter, I'm a Sag sun, so Jupiter rules Sagittarius. But what I love about Jupiter is that we get a whole 13 months to work with the energy, and it may only move through one house in our chart or it may move through two houses. But I feel like we get a really solid time to work with the energy of Jupiter through the particular sign. It's long enough that we can set goals and really align with its energy, but not so long that we forget about it. So what's Jupiter about? Well, Jupiter is all about expansion, abundance, optimism. It really expands whatever it touches. So you can think about that in terms of where Gemini is in your chart and what part of your life is being expanded over the next 13 months. Jupiter also rules over higher learning, travel, and wisdom. Jupiter is going to be in Gemini. Now, this is interesting. In traditional astrology, Jupiter is exiled in Gemini. And this is because Gemini is the opposite sign of Jupiter's home sign. Now, I'm a modern astrologer, so I don't really prescribe to the different signs that planets are in detrimental fall or exaltation, etc. in. And I actually feel that the Jupiter and Gemini energy can work really, really well together. So I wouldn't be too worried if you hear astrologers saying that, okay? I think that Gemini has this beautiful energy of curiosity and engagement with the world. And if you look back to the myths about Jupiter, Jupiter actually didn't really want to be like ruling the gods. He wanted to be actually out having fun. And so I think Jupiter and Gemini can be a really fun combination for us in our lives. Gemini is also a dual sign, and what this means is when planets are transiting through Gemini, and we're currently in Gemini season as I'm recording this, we get this very multi-passionate energy. And so I think Jupiter in Gemini is really going to allow us to be dual in nature, whether that is through our business and our business offerings, or just through the things we're doing in life. There's space for more, and there's space for many things and different things in our lives. So Jupiter's transit through Gemini is really going to be about expanding your mind and expanding your environment. Both the planet and the sign rule travel. So Gemini rules local travel, Jupiter rules international travel, or as it used to be called, long travels over water. And so I think we may all find ourselves being really drawn to travel over the next 13 months. Now, as a Sag sun, I'm super excited about this, and you know the COVID years are incredibly difficult for me, and I'm so joyful and grateful that we're kind of out of this time. So I think if you are thinking about planning travel and overseas trip, this next 13 months is the ideal time to plan a trip and take a trip. Like really take advantage of this beautiful expansive energy. Whilst Jupiter is in Gemini, it's also an extremely good time to study something new. So take up a course of study, take up learning, expand your mind, expand the things that you can then bring into your business as well. So you might like to check out my business astrology certification if you have been wanting to study astrology. You'll also find that you'll likely have a lot of new ideas during this transit, and you might even decide to completely pivot your business. And that is a really normal and natural thing to want to do when Jupiter is in Gemini. You might find during this transit that it's really about clarifying what your core message is through your business, clarifying what your thought leadership is, what you want to be known for. And with this Gemini energy, it's really about engagement. It's that we can't get all of the answers inside of our own head, okay? It's an air sign, yes, it's a mental sign, but we also need to go out and engage with the world. So it's really a call to start engaging with your followers, people on your list, social media community, whatever it is that you have built, but start engaging with the world around what they want from you and what they really love about you as well. This transit is a really good time to finally start teaching. Okay, so actually create that e-course that you've been wanting to create for years and to start engaging with the world through teaching. Okay, this is your message to do that during the next 13 months. So as I've said, Gemini is a dual-ruled sign. So you might find yourself pulled in two different directions in either your life or your business. You could find yourself working in a job whilst also running a business. You could find yourself running two different businesses. Or simply it could be that you have two quite different offerings through your business and both of them you're really working on at the same time. So remember that Gemini does have this dual nature and you don't have to limit yourself to just one thing. Now, in terms of what we need to be careful of, I think we need to be careful of grandiosity during this transit. I think we need to be careful of getting really optimistic and excited, which is the Jupiter energy, and the Gemini energy is like wanting to do all the things. And when these two things come together, I think there's grandiosity and there's this overestimation of what we think we can achieve. So just be careful about that. One of the things Gemini really struggles with is getting laser focused and focusing on one thing. Now, I would say that you can probably focus on two things during this transit, but please don't be trying to focus on 10 things because you're going to find that really difficult during this transit. So the first half of the year is better for the action-taking side of this Jupiter and Gemini transit. So things like writing that book, writing that course, doing study, taking a trip. The first 6 months is better. Later in the year, Jupiter will go retrograde. And when Jupiter goes retrograde, it is better for things like finishing off old projects that have been hanging around that you need to get finished, finishing off old study, certifications that you started but haven't finished, and then just also being really introspective about what you have done and achieved in the first 6 months of the Jupiter in Gemini transit. So definitely taking action is better for the first half of the year. So I think the best way to work with transits, and in particular this Jupiter in Gemini transit, is to look at your business or natal chart and find Gemini in your business or natal chart. Okay, so look at where Jupiter in Gemini is going to be activating your chart. So let's take a look at an example. Okay, so this chart involves my natal chart in the center. Then we've got my business chart. So natally, I have a Gemini MC angle. So career recognition, what I'll be known for. It's very Gemini, which makes a lot of sense, writing, speaking, and teaching, which is just everything I've done in my business. In terms of my business chart, I actually have my business Mercury, my business MC as well, my business Sun, and my business Mars all in Gemini. So I have a really what we call a triple conjunction here in Gemini as well as the MC angle. So it's very, very prominent in my business chart. So as Jupiter right now is at 1 degree 54, so it's been in Gemini for a little while now, but not for very long. Gemini, as Jupiter moves through Gemini, it's moving through my 9th house. It's going to cross over my MC angle and move just a little way into the 10th house. So I've been waiting for this Jupiter in Gemini transit for ages. I've been super excited about it because 2 reasons. It's activating a part of my life that I've really been working hard on, which is publishing. So I have my Oracle deck being published by Hay House at the end of this year, and I'm also working on resubmitting my book proposal and hoping to get a book deal with Hay House or another publisher. So I feel like Jupiter moving through this 9th house area, activating all of these natal business planets, is super auspicious time for me. And of course, personally, it's moving through this same house, and it's going to move over both my my business MC angle, how the business is recognized. Very soon, actually, it's moving over that. And then it will then soon after move over my natal MC. So what I can take from this is the area of my life and business that Jupiter is expanding over the next 13 months has so much to do with publishing and all my publishing projects, being recognized in the world for what I do. In a Gemini way, so as an author, as a teacher. And what I'm also really excited about is it's coming over a part of my life that is like my passion, which is travel. I love to travel, I love to explore, and I just feel like so many more travel opportunities are going to come to me over this next 13 months. So take a look at your chart, look for where Gemini is, look for any other planets there and what that might mean about where you're being called to expand and grow over the next 13 months. So in summary, the next 13 months is a great time for travel, whether that is local or international, for engaging in study and learning. If you feel called to study something, honestly, just go for it, because this is the perfect time for that. It's an amazing time to finally start writing that course or that book and to get to the point of either launching it or publishing it during these 13 months. Remembering the first 6 months of the transit are better than the second 6 months of the transit. It's an amazing time for really refining your thought leadership. And by thought leadership, I mean your message in the world, the things that you speak on and teach on, your unique process to guide people through. This is your thought leadership. Okay, so it's a really amazing time to get clearer on that. Just teaching. The combination of Jupiter and Gemini together really, to me, brings the energy of the teacher. It brings communication and guiding and mentoring together in a really beautiful way. So, you know, just similarly to what I said about writing a book or writing a course, this really is the time to step up and teach. I hope you've enjoyed this video on Jupiter and Gemini. Please subscribe to my channel so that you get notified of all my future video blogs on astrology. And remember, let astrology guide you into the soul of your business. Bye for now.